of July, everyone. That was just rehearsal last night for the Capitol 4th celebration in Washington. It will be broadcast live tonight. Thousands of people are expected to watch the concert and fireworks in person on the National Mall. Security, though, will be extremely tight there, just as it will be in towns and cities from coast to coast, as security officials warn terrorists could use this holiday to carry out an attack. Sunlen Sarfati has details.
Ramped up security across the nation on this holiday. In Washington, checkpoints for those watching the fireworks with more than 18,000 feet of fencing in place to protect the National Mall. Special patrols at Washington landmarks and a heavy police presence, authorities say, in both seen and unseen ways.
We prepare for worst-case scenarios, and we have contingencies in place should they occur, but we don't anticipate that they will.
Much of the anxiety stems from a bulletin issued by the FBI and Department of Homeland Security, warning of potential attacks by ISIS this holiday weekend. U.S. officials say there's no intelligence about specific or credible plots, but there has been an uptick of chatter from ISIS, encouraging their followers to attack during this time. The dominant concern, homegrown violent extremists, supporters of ISIS within the U.S., who may be inspired to carry out their call to action.
In the era of social media and phenomena like ISIL, unlike Al-Qaeda of the old days, there doesn't have to be and won't necessarily be a command and control relationship between somebody who instigates an incident and ISIL as an organization. There are self-radicalized, self-organized people on social media.
These so-called lone wolf attacks are a challenge for the intelligence community, much harder to pick up ahead of time. It's not just in Washington. Police forces across the nation, including New York, Philadelphia, and Los Angeles, are on high alert, and not just in the streets, but online.
There are people assigned monitoring social media and known websites. So,
looking for any specific.
That's correct. Just any kind of watchwords. So it's constantly being monitored.
Let's go to Sunlen Sarfati. She's there for us on the National Mall this morning. Sunlen, good morning to you. You know, so much attention is being paid to today, but this is a concern that lasts beyond the holiday, right?
Well, that's absolutely right, and that's what authorities have been emphasizing, that there certainly is a lot of concern around the 4th of July holiday, because this is a symbolic holiday for Americans, and that would make it more susceptible potentially to attacks when Americans are celebrating the nation's independence. But law enforcement officials also say that there is a concern about a potential attack lasting until the 17th of this month at least, because that is the holy month of Ramadan. So likely this sort of a high anxiety, like this sort of increased security posture could last, Lynn, until at least then.
Obviously, people being told to remain vigilant, not just today, but beyond. What about signs of any security jitters so far there on the National Mall?
Well, so far, not yet. It is still early. Hundreds of thousands are expected here on the National Mall later today, and they'll filter in over the next few hours. As of now, there isn't any sort of increased sort of jitters around security here, but certainly in Washington, we've seen over the last few days, I would definitely characterize it as jitteriness. There was, of course, a false alarm over at the U.S. Navy Yard, just a short distance from where I'm standing right now, and you saw a massive police effort swarm onto that site, and I think that was indicative of the sensitivities of this time.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Sunlen Sarfati there for us in Washington, D.C. Sunlen, thanks so much.